Okay, everyone, welcome. It's Heather with Her Wellbeing, Ayurveda and Yoga. Today, I'll be leading you through a detox flow that guides you through most of the major joints of the body. And it's a great short practice to do in the AM or PM, especially if you only have 15-20 minutes. So let's get started. Finding a comfortable seat wherever you are, just taking a few moments to settle in and notice your breathing. Notice where you feel the breath showing up in your body. Taking a few settling in breaths here. We'll start with moving the head very gently. And obviously you can do this wherever you are. You might be sitting in a chair or on your couch, but wherever, if you are sitting, come to the edge of your seat. For example, if you're on the couch or at a chair, I like a little padding here and placing placing a little bit of support under the feet so you don't have too much pressure against the backs of the thighs, and doing your breathing here. Maybe placing hands on the belly or hands on the heart, or maybe you'd like to cross the wrists and grab opposite shoulders in this way. This can be nice if you've been doing some computer work and you need a little softness in the shoulders. And now, if you are able, coming into a kneeling position like I am here and tucking the toes under, just for a few moments to open up the back of the feet. And then from here, we can tuck the chin gently down towards the chest on the inhale, roll the head over to the right. Taking another breath here, and on the exhale, drawing the chin down, rolling the head over to the other side. Just some gentle head rolls, very slowly. Just using the weight of the head to stretch out the neck. And again, you can do this down on your yoga mat or in a chair, seated. You might like to draw the chin up and draw the chin down. Just a few more times like that, inhaling to stretch the front of the throat and exhaling, stretching the back of the neck. Once more like that. And then coming back to a neutral spine. Taking a breath here to pause and notice. And we're going to start working with the wrists. If the toes are starting to feel uncomfortable, obviously you can come off of the toes here. Bringing the hands together in the front of your body. Start to roll the wrists in this fashion, bringing the backs of the hands together, making a full circle. Keeping the backs of the hands together as much as you can. They'll kind of open away from you. That's perfectly fine. A couple more times like this, make sure that you're in a comfortable seated position as you do this. So adjust as needed. And taking a pause here and reverse this flow. Could even do this first thing as you're waking up and doing this flow in bed. Good. Pausing here just for a moment, letting go of the arms and moving on to shoulder circles. Forward circles. And then eventually reversing the circles, circling backwards. And just notice what movement the body wants with this. Letting that happen maybe once more in each direction. Take your time with this, don't rush it. Good. And then relaxing the shoulders, just letting them be soft. Hanging in the back body, chest open, taking a breath in through the nose, out of the mouth. Now coming forward into a tabletop pose. So if you're down on your mat, it's nice to have a little cushion for your knees. Unroll your blanket a little bit. I'm going to turn mine this way. Bringing knees down onto the blanket. Coming into tabletop pose with hands, wrists under the shoulders. From tabletop pose, taking a breath here in neutral, and on the exhale, drawing the tail and the head down. Drawing the upper body up, sorry, the back body up. Inhaling to come through center. Maybe there's a shoulder roll here. As we drop the belly, lift the head and the tail here. Exhale to round. Inhale to arch the back, looking forward. Let the elbows be soft here. As you move through cat-cow slowly, mindfully. If you're sitting in a chair, again, coming to the front edge of your chair, exhaling to round, inhaling to roll the shoulders back and lift the chest, tilting the chin upwards. Exhaling to round, inhaling to lift and open the chest, just like that. And you get some nice shoulder rotation here as well, letting the head and the neck be soft. Keep this motion going just a couple more times, following your own breath rhythm. In tabletop pose, you're welcome to take a few circles here with a whole torso. This will help to get into the side body here. Going from side, back, side, leaning forward ever so slightly, pressing all 10 knuckles down. Make sure you pause for a moment before circling in the other direction. You can do torso circles in the chair as well. Just moving your torso in a circle, coming forward and releasing back. So make sure you do that in one direction, pausing, and then again in the other direction. Again, take your time, follow your own breath rhythm. From tabletop pose, we will set the hips back for child's pose. You can tuck the toes underneath you, separate the knees wide, and reach the arms forward. Finding length in the upper body. setting the chin down or the forehead down, maybe even using a block here, right under the forehead. Now, if you're seated and if you want to do child's pose, you can separate the legs and come forward just for really simple spine lengthener. If you have a table or something in front of you, you can also reach forward and grab opposite elbows and just find a comfortable resting place here. From here, we're going to be moving into downward facing dog. So from child's pose, inhaling to come back up to table first, spreading the fingers, maybe stepping the hands forward just a little bit as we bring up the knees and the hips way up high. Keep the knees bent at first here, finding that long length in the spine. On the inhale, straightening out the legs as much as you can, exhaling to bend and send the hips far away from you. Inhale to lengthen, pressing the heels towards the mat. Exhale to bend. Just a couple more times like that, working with the knees. Good, flowing with your breath. And eventually walking your hands up or your feet up to your hands, coming up into a forward fold. Using blocks here if you'd like. Softening the backs of the knees quite a bit here so the torso can lay down on the thighs. Use the blocks for support here as you hang forward, or if you have a coffee table or a couch, just leaning forward and bending the knees as much as you can. Maybe it feels good to lengthen the legs. And then we'll take a side stretch here towards the right. Bending this right knee and pressing the back hip away from you, the left hip, just gently so. And then over to the other side, bending the left knee and drawing that right hip back. And then coming back to your forward fold, inhaling halfway up to a flat back. We'll come all the way up here, bending the knees, hands to the hips to press yourself up. Coming up to standing. Here we'll do some simple abdominal twists. In mountain pose, grabbing opposite elbows here, and just simply twisting the torso. Just like that. Nice, easy twists. Bending the knees as much as you'd like to and separating the feet wide as much as you'd like to. And then stepping the feet a little wider here. Turning the toes away from you, bending the knees, bringing the hands down to the tops of the thighs. You can also do this if you're seated. Coming to the front end, opening knees wide, leaning forward to get the length in the spine. And then wherever you're at, taking a breath here to lengthen. Exhale, bring the right shoulder forward. If you'd like, you can look over the other shoulder. Keep pressing the feet equally down into the ground, activating the muscles of your legs. So in the chair here, almost all of my weight is on my legs, just a little bit on the chair. So twisting from side to side, nice and easy. Take your time with that. It's going to look like this if you're not in the chair. The twist that's a little deeper down in the spine. And then if you'd like, you can hang forward here. That feels good to stretch the back of the legs, and you can do that in the chair as well, separating the feet wide and just hanging down as much as you're able. Letting the breath flow here. Maybe a little bit of swaying feels good. Reaching towards one side of the mat and then the other short end of the mat. You can do that once more to each side. And then we'll make our way back down to the ground. Stepping back, downward facing dog first. And then bringing the knees down, finding child's pose. And finding a restful pose here. Tucking the toes if you'd like, separating the knees wide. And using whatever props you have here to make this feel more comfortable. Blocks are kind of hard, so I actually really like the bolster. Feeling free to rest here as much as you'd like. And then eventually finding a comfortable seat. I like this bolster for sitting. And once again, just coming back to the breath. Noticing the breath. Noticing the body breathing itself. No effort here. Nothing to do or achieve. Just breathing. And feeling the effects of this short joint flow. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye.